is something that they shouldn't be doing. There's one other thing I want to mention tonight before I introduce Sergeant Tristan here, who is our ICAC detective. And ICAC is an acronym that stands for Internet Crimes Against Children. And Tristan will go into that. I also want to introduce Captain Chris McManus. He's in the very back there, and he runs all the detectives at the Sheriff's Office. These are my money men. They do great things for the folks here in Montgomery County. I love them both, and I'm thankful for them. Another thing that's going on, it's not just young people. It's us as older folks, as adults. We get taken advantage of by the internet. There's something that's really been on my heart. I just want to mention it, Tristan, just give me a second. And it's scams. Scams are going on, and we're all falling prey to it. And family members of mine are falling prey to it. There's a scam right now. Look, this is organized crime that's doing it. And they are very, very good at what they do. Right now, I got to tell you about this. People in Montgomery County are getting taken advantage of. They're calling friends of yours and friends of mine and telling them that they didn't show up for jury duty. How many of y'all heard about this? Didn't show up for jury duty. And they're telling you that I am officer here with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. The number showing up is the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. We have a warrant for your arrest. And if you don't pay us this amount of money, we're going to have a warrant, we're going to come pick you up. They're telling folks this. And folks in Montgomery County every week are getting scammed and sending money to these organizations. It's happening. And what I want you to do is be aware of it, tell folks about it, and hang up. The Sheriff's Office is never going to call you and ask for money. We're not going to do it. We're not going to put a warrant out for your arrest for missing jury duty. So pass the word along, if you please would, for me. This is a real problem. It's no different than if someone took a gun or a knife and said, give me your wallet, give me your money. Or broke into your house tonight while you're at church. They're stealing from folks who, in some cases, don't have the money to give. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Sergeant Tristan here, and he's going to take it from here. Again, thank you so much for having us.
So y'all are going to have to bear with me a little bit. This is the first time I've ever used a mic. I gave the sheriff a bit of a hard time earlier because I didn't know I'd have to use a mic. Just to recap a little bit on what the sheriff said, people are calling for more than just jury duty. People are calling saying that you owe money on your land or your house. People are calling and saying that there's a new scam that's going around. I don't know if you guys have had this one either, but there's a new one where people are calling saying, hey, you got a family member in jail, give us X amount of money and we'll get you out. If you guys have anybody say that Sergeant Hare is asking you for money, I'm blessed enough already with everything that God's given me, and so I don't need the money. I'm not going to be asking for it. But when that happens, reach out to your banks. You can hang up. If it's that important, they're going to call you again for your money. So hang up on them, call your banks, call the sheriff's office, call whoever you need to validate whatever that person on the other line is trying to get you to do. But that's all I've got for that part. So yeah, like the sheriff said, I handle internet crimes against children. There's a little bit more to it than just children. Sometimes it's adults as well in the mixture. But we're going to get all into that. The sheriff said it really well. How many people have one of these? How many people have one of these in their hand majority of the day? Well, everything you do on that thing stays on it forever, and we're going to get into that. So, all right, what happens to bad people that try to hurt kids? Well, that's what I'm going to tell you tonight. That's what I try to strive for every day, but we'll get into that. So this is more of an interactive slideshow. So the more you guys interact with me, the more questions that you guys ask me, which feel free to do it, kids or adults, the more information I can give back. But what do you like to do online? You play Roblox? What games do you play? How old are you?
15.
You don't play Roblox? Man, you're doing good. Who plays Roblox? Okay. Anybody else? Snapchat. I was about to say, everybody ought to raise their hands. Facebook, Instagram, the whole nine. Everybody knows about it. All right. Well, everything that you guys do on Snapchat, everything you guys do on Roblox, everything everywhere, it saves it forever, even if you delete it. There's a will and there's a way, and I can always pick it back up. So, obviously, you want to avoid risk. You want to avoid sending bad messages to somebody. You know, obviously, you send a text message out to somebody, they can keep that. You don't want to post any type of inappropriate photos. We all know that. That stays forever. Resharing images, resharing fights. Here's a big thing we got going on at our high school for some reason, is that people like to videotape the fights that are going on. And that's a problem. At that point, you're kind of just, you're just like the person that's throwing the punches. You know what I mean? You're condoning the behavior. Talking to people you don't know. I tell people all the time, I'm fairly certain there's another slide about it. If you don't know somebody on the internet, obviously do not feel obligated to talk to them. But let's say that you play video games with this person. You really want to talk to them more. Well, make them do something weird, like put 3 fingers up in front of their head and take a photo to prove who they are. That, somebody may say that, hey, I'm a 20-year-old man, and in reality, I'm a 14-year-old girl. You don't know who's on the other side of that phone. Visiting adult sites. North Carolina's done really well lately with pretty much having an age restriction on adult sites. So that's starting to dwindle down a little bit, but we still have the problems with it. But obviously, you guys know, if it's on the internet and it's hard to find, it's probably because you shouldn't be looking at it. You know what I mean? Go on. Anybody know where this guy is? All right, how'd you know? Do what? Okay. You go to Montgomery Central, I'm assuming, right? No? Okay. Huh? 8th grade. Okay. Have you visited that school? Okay. Obviously, it's pretty easy to find that, but if you pay close attention to that, you can't pick out the whole entire word Montgomery, but you can get Central High School. He doesn't go to school there. He got it off the bat. That's how easy it is on Instagram and Facebook, too. There's people that are overseas that go online that'll go through people's stuff just to figure out where they are. You may not be intentionally telling somebody, but you could still be telling somebody where you live, and you don't even know. All right, so you can, anybody know about locations on like Snapchat, locations on iPhones, locations on Facebook? All right, so parents, for you guys as well, there's a way to turn that off. You can turn that off of everything. Every individual app nowadays seems to have a location. It wants to know where you are when you post something. I don't know why. Don't know why it would matter, but you can go into settings on iPhones and on Androids, and you can shut it down at the root. So you can cut off to never share your location with anything. Now, some parents who uses Life 360 for kids that drive, or just Life 360 in general. Okay, there's a way around that. So you see up there where it says while using app, you can go into your settings and have it so it only works for that app. It won't work for the rest of them. And if you guys have questions about that, I feel free to ask me. I can show you after, or anything you need. All right, online privacy. Who thinks if they post something on Facebook, we may not be friends on Facebook, but who thinks if you post something on Facebook, I can't go find it? Do you have Facebook? Who has Facebook? Somebody's got to be, all right, you're the guinea pig. Did you make your own Facebook, or did your parents? Okay. Did you put your privacy settings on? No. Probably not. All right. Who made a Facebook and they put privacy settings on? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Okay. You? All right. So, believe it or not, a person can still go in and figure out or see your profile photos. There's a way around everything. Instagram, they're both owned by Meta. platform. So if they can get into Facebook, they can get into Instagram as well. And Instagram's a little bit, I don't have Instagram, but Instagram's a little bit more detailed on, like, you can post where you are and stuff. I mean, that's the whole point of Instagram is photos, you know? So it's not hard to find somebody if you really, really are looking for them, and that's what some of these people out here do. They get paid to find you guys, you know? Personal information. All right, so obviously don't tell me, but, you know, who knows their social security card by heart? Anybody? Okay, good. You ought to learn that. Once you learn it, you probably, you know, have your parents put it in a safe, put it somewhere out of reach to other people, and just keep it locked in up here. And obviously don't share it, don't tell nobody. I am guilty of this as well, because if you guys ask me where my social security card is right now, I'd tell you it's in my wallet, because that's where it's at. So I forget about it until I teach these classes, and then I remind myself I should probably put it in my safe. But birthdays. So everybody on Facebook, I don't know if there's still an age limit on Facebook. Back whenever I made my Facebook without my mother knowing about it, there was an age limit. Is there an age limit?
I don't think so. There's an age limit on Marketplace, but I don't know if it's on Facebook itself.
On Market?
Maybe 13 or something like that, actually.
So back in the day, you had to be like 15, I think, to make one. So everybody lied about their age if they wanted one.
The age verification for the Marketplace there, you have to do a picture of your ID and everything. 18 to use Marketplace. Yeah, you have to be 18, yeah.
Huh. Well.
That's why I have 7 Facebook accounts.
You're the reason why I teach this class. But anyway, yeah, age. Obviously, don't put your address. If your parents go out of town and they go on a cruise, you know, I wouldn't go on Facebook, not that you would anyway, because hopefully most of your parents are friends with you on Facebook, except for your other 6 accounts you got. But, you know, don't be like, hey, yeah, my parents are out of town. I mean, anybody that wants to hurt you, that's an open invitation to them. They're like, okay, well, they're at home alone. I can get over there at any time, do anything. I don't even have my actual name on my Facebook account because I learned the hard way by doing this job that I'm easy to find, which that's fine, but not necessarily wanting to be found on my Facebook, you know? Privacy rules, we've got into this. Don't share personal information. Don't post videos or pictures of any type of private part. Hopefully everybody's aware of that one. Whatever you put online will stay there forever, even if you've deleted it. It's going to have a trail. I mean, you guys ever spill anything on the counter? This is a terrible analogy, but you spill anything on the counter? All right. So, you know, you go to wipe it up at first or something with like a washcloth, a towel, or whatever, and you can still see a little bit of it's wet. Well, I know that eventually dries. This is where the bad analogy part comes into. But whatever you put out there, you delete it, it's going to stay forever. It may not be on that Facebook page of yours or somebody, you know, it may not be on Instagram or Snapchat, but somewhere somebody has kept a record of it because Meta, Snapchat, all these places like that legally have to. I mean, you know, if we have a homicide and somebody posts a photo of it, you know, even if they delete it, I can go on there and do a search warrant and I can grab whatever they had for whatever amount of time period I put into it. Privacy settings. Anybody know that Facebook has their own privacy settings? You can lock that thing down. I just talked about that a little bit, but I actually went into mine. You can lock it up so people can't look you up by your name. People can't see your posts. People can't see your date of birth. People can't see where you go to school, where you live. You can lock it down to only your friends can see that. But that only works if you have friends that you personally know. All right? So, you know, there used to be a trend whenever I was growing up that you want to have as many followers, as many friends as you possibly could. Now it's like, how many Snapchat friends can I have? How many Instagram followers can I have? Stuff like that. Anybody in here got a lot of followers on something? How many? I mean, you got 7 Facebooks, man. But anyway, it doesn't do no good if you don't know who, you know, 50% of the people are on there, you know. Facebook Marketplace people. Obviously, only accept people that you know. Do not make jokes or threats. We'll get into this a little bit later on into the slideshow, but I'm going to tell you guys a little story, you remember it, about a school threat that we had, and I'll tell you how well that went for everybody involved. Did you come to school that day? Man. All right. Inappropriate requests. People are going to ask you to do all kinds of things. Do not feel obligated to do any of it. Now, obviously, I don't mean if your parents say, hey, clean the dishwasher, do that. But if somebody asks you to send a photo of something, don't send it. I tell people all the time, if it's not something, even with clothing, if it's not something that you wouldn't wear in church or in front of your grandparents, you probably shouldn't be wearing it. So people are going to ask you for inappropriate things all the time. They may talk about dating you. Sorry, we're working out the kinks here. Photos, like I said, they may want to meet with you offline. I know that we're a small county, but we still know a lot of people that are here, but we don't know a lot of people that are here. You may meet somebody on Snapchat that says, people you may know. Okay, add them, and then they're like, hey, we should meet up one of these days. Well, you don't know them. Don't feel obligated. If they're not your parents, your grandparents, or siblings, do not feel obligated to do anything, okay? It's okay to say no. Obviously, if this happens to you, it's not your fault. These people were trained to groom people. I brought up Roblox a little bit ago. I saw you said that you play it. I'm sorry, but I'm going to pick on that game the entire night, okay? That is the top worst game to play when it comes to child predators. So I don't have the numbers on here, but I did listen to a podcast one time. This guy was talking about Roblox, and he said out of all the people that are on there, all the people that have accounts on there, like a very large number, like 75%, were adults. Okay? There's millions of people that play this game. It's all over the world, right? Well, here's another problem with Roblox, is that I can put my name on there as, Sergeant Hare or whatever, and then I can change it tomorrow, and then and I can delete everything. If today had a problem with Sergeant Hare, and you report it tomorrow, and I've already changed my name, they cannot find me ever again. Anybody know what the term encrypted means? Okay, encrypted means that it's really hard for me to find it. Who's got Facebook Messenger right now? You guys seen where you message somebody at the bottom of it, it says end-to-end encrypted? It's a new thing that Facebook's doing? Okay, that means that it's really hard for me to get those messages now. So I can do a search warrant. I have to type a bunch of special extra words, but the search warrant I did 2 weeks ago doesn't work anymore. It's hidden knowledge. So be careful with what you're talking, or who you're talking to, what you're talking about, because if something does happen, there's a chance that with Facebook that it could be deleted on an end. Okay? You good? Yeah, obviously, we talked about this a little bit. Don't trust anybody that tries to send you a gift. If somebody's from California and you know that their name is Steve, and then while talking to Steve, he figures out what your birthday is, and he's like, oh, give me your address. I want to send you a birthday gift. You've never met Steve a day in your life. Just tell him no. Obviously, if he's trying to send you a cell phone or a webcam or anything of that nature, one, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get your address. That's his most important goal right there. And then two, if you give him that address, he probably or she would send a cell phone, webcam, or anything like that. And that's purposely, he'll probably tie in a sentence saying, but hide it from your parents. Because he is wanting to do things, talk to you about things that he does not want an adult or anybody else finding out about. So don't trust anybody that tries to ask you to do things like that. That goes back into, don't talk to anybody that you don't personally know. Don't talk badly about your family and your friends. Obviously, people have siblings, people have parents that ask them to do things sometimes. You might think it's like the end of the world and it's outrageous. But if you start talking about that, he's going to use, or he, she, they're going to use that as leverage. You know, you get on Roblox one night. Sorry I got on Roblox so late. My mom wanted me to do my homework. I can't stand it, nagging, blah, 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 blah. Well, then tomorrow when you get on Roblox, you might bring it back up. Was your mom nagging at you again? And it's just slowly planting a seed. When you plant a tomato plant, you have this tiny little seed or a mustard seed. You plant it in the dirt, and eventually it grows into something 10 times the size that it was. It's the same thing with these people. They may work slowly, but they have an end goal, and unfortunately they reach it way more often than we want them to. If they make you feel bad, guilty, ashamed, hey, send me a photo of, what you're wearing today. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, well, why not? And then, I don't feel like it. Okay, if he starts telling you, well, I don't understand why you wouldn't just do that. We're friends. You can trust me. He starts making you feel guilty, ashamed. Again, a real true friend, first of all, wouldn't ask you to even do that in the first place. Talk about adult things. Believe it or not, you guys are going to be 18 before you know it, and you're not going to care to be 18 anymore because that's when bills happen, and that's when work happens, and it's terrible. I mean, you can buy whatever you want at that point, but responsibilities start kicking in. Again, share or ask for revealing pics. That's the whole purpose of this with the internet crimes, is that's what it kind of targets the most. Yes, there's going to be people out here that swindle you, that might swindle you to send money, scam you, do things that you're not supposed to, but internet crimes against children, I get flagged or notified whenever conversations are being had or when photos are being sent. I can't remember if there's a slide about this or not, but I'll explain it really, really quick. There is a company that's called NITMIC. That's an acronym for missing, my brain's not working. Yeah. National Missing, Exploited, and Abused Children. Something like that. It may not be in that order, but it's something like that. But basically, they have people that work tirelessly, and they scroll the web, and essentially they get flagged when stuff like this gets sent out, whenever a revealing photo of a child or something like that gets sent out. Snapchat has a nationwide or worldwide agreement with this company that, hey, if we see some content like that, we're going to flag it, we're going to send it to you guys. We're not going to do much work after that, but we'll send you the information that we have. NITMIC's job is that they get into it, they start figuring out what state it came from, whatever state it is. For us, North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, they'll send it to the SBI. The SBI does a little bit of digging, figures out what county it came from, sends it to me. And then I come knocking on your door, trying to figure out what's going on. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So when you send a photo, especially on Snapchat, you send it, even if you put a time limit on it for like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, you send it. Oh, they can only view it for a couple seconds, it'll be gone. It's never truly gone. Obviously, you can block people. I block people all the time. If I don't come home to them, if I'm not related to them, some of them, if I am related to them, and they don't pay my bills, then it's not going to hurt my feelings too much to block them, especially if they're talking bad about me or something that I believe in. Unfortunately, the world we live in nowadays, everybody talks bad about beliefs. Unfortunately, Christian belief as well. And so I read that for myself because I don't agree with anything that they're saying when it comes to disagreeing with that. Don't accept them. So how many people with Facebook, you've got a friend, I don't know why they seem to target elderly people, but you have, like your grandma has Facebook, and you're friends with your grandma on Monday, and you've been friends with her since she made it, but then on Tuesday you get another friend request from her, and it's the same Facebook, profile pic. Has anybody ever had that happen to them? Okay. That's a scam. That somebody's got into somebody's hacked their account. If you question that one, probably odds are it's a scam. Don't accept it. But if you don't know who they are, obviously do not accept them. For you that are still in school, I'll be totally honest with you. If you have Facebook, okay. But if you don't sit with them at the lunch table, I probably wouldn't accept them on Facebook or anything else. Definitely don't meet them. There's people out here that their whole purpose, their whole job of talking to you is that they want to meet you for any and all kind of reasons. It happens every day, unfortunately. And it may not start like quickly. It may be something that slowly builds up into eventually meeting you somewhere. And normally they choose public areas, McDonald's, Bojangles, we've got plenty of public areas here. They'll choose something like that so you don't feel too suspicious of it, but at the same time, it's still weird, but there's a chance you're still going to come out there to them. And obviously do not let them try to come to you. Don't tell them where you live. Don't tell them where you go to school. Don't tell them where you get off the bus or anything like that, because they will come to wherever you are. A lot of people will try to, manipulate you in such a way to tell you that, hey, your mother's nagging you about doing your homework and not getting on Roblox so soon. Well, okay, come live with me. I'm never going to nag you about it. Okay? And, it's simple things like that that they'll use against you all the time. Obviously, tell a parent. Tell somebody you trust. It doesn't have to be a parent every time. If you're afraid your mom might get mad at you or your dad might get mad at you because you got yourself in that situation, talk to an SRO. What school do you go to? UR Charter. You guys in Bisco or at Asheboro? You got an SRO there? You know their name? Okay. More the merrier. Do you talk to them from time to time? All right. They're a trusted person. I mean, he would come and talk to me every day at lunchtime. So, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, build a connection with us. Use us as a tool. We're here to help you guys with anything. You guys can come to us and talk to us about anything. So, if you're afraid that your parents might get mad, I'm sorry, but unfortunately your parents are eventually going to find out depending on how bad it is. But you can come talk to us first to kind of break the ice and relieve some of the stress, okay? Don't be afraid to tell somebody. That is what gets a lot of kids nowadays kind of hemmed up in situations because they're afraid to mention it to someone, okay? Just got out of that. It may be hard to talk to adults because you're afraid that you can't play Roblox. Sorry, I'm not picking on you. But normally I have way more people raise their hand about Roblox, and unfortunately you're just like, anyone else want to take one for the team? Get some heat off of her. But anyway, yeah, don't be afraid about losing your online access. Honestly, if I could throw my phone in Lake Tillery, I would, because it rings all the time. That's not a jab. It's not a jab. But no, I mean, it's peaceful without being online. Don't worry about not being online. Don't worry about losing followers on Instagram, or don't worry about, oh, well, I can't see my friend's story. I can't see what they're doing today, or anything like that. The world is going to keep on spinning, and honestly, you might find yourself a little bit at peace not being online all the time. You may not think an adult can help you, or you may not be able to find a trusted adult. Unfortunately, that does happen more often than you would think. Kids think that they can't talk to their parents because their parents may not be able to help them. There's people that'll, if you say you send a photo, there's people that'll say, okay, well now I'm going to post it online, and you need to send me $500 to keep me from doing that. Obviously, you're going to feel pretty stressed out about going to your parents because, unfortunately nowadays, $500 is hard to keep in your pocket. You spend that at the grocery store. So, it's one of those things where you may not want to burden your parents with having to do something like that. Hopefully this isn't a situation, but it could be a situation where you may not trust the individual that you're talking to. You may have a teacher, you may have a principal, guidance counselor. You may just have somebody that you think, well, I'm going to tell this person this, I'm going to confide in them, and then they're going to go behind my back and they're going to tell somebody else. They're going to tell my parents before I'm ready for my parents to know. And not to scare you, but if it's important, we will do that. But they may tell another adult that I don't want knowing, or something of that nature. It may be awkward to have the conversation. I mean, it would be awkward for me. So I'm sure it could be awkward for you guys as well. You don't want to admit that you allowed something to happen like that. But again, it's not y'all's fault. Yeah, you may have sent something that you shouldn't have. Yeah, you may have said something that you shouldn't have. But at the end of the day, these people shouldn't have been talking to you in the first place. If they're an adult, you guys are juveniles, under 18, they shouldn't be talking to you in the first place. So, and their job is to get you guys to do what they want you to do. So they're going to smooth talk you. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear. I mean, that's what they're paid to do, unfortunately. You're afraid your parents or your caregivers may blame you. Yeah, they're probably going to be mad. But I mean, they're not mad. Has anybody's parents looked at them and said, like, I'm not mad because of what you did, like I'm mad because you scared me, or I'm mad because I care, I love you? So it's not that they're mad at exactly what happened, but they're mad that you scared them. It's unfortunately, like the sheriff said, it's a dark world out there. If we could stop it from happening, we would, but unfortunately kids go missing constantly. I just saw a video this morning, as a matter of fact, of a woman in Italy walking her 3-year-old daughter out of a grocery store, and a dude was coming into the grocery store and snatched her and tried to run off with her. Fortunately, there was people there that saw that, and they started fighting back to get the kid, but it could happen. And if you guys can keep yourselves from being in that situation, then that's what you need to do. And if I can help with this, that's my whole goal. Afraid caregivers will be mad at you. That's in there twice. You feel guilty about it. You feel like it was your fault, even though it's not. You want to ask for help, but you don't know how. Unfortunately, with situations like this, rip the Band-Aid off. Everybody knows that expression. Some things you just have to do it with. And again, to reiterate, it's not y'all's fault. I understand that you may have sent something, but again, they shouldn't have been asking in the first place. They shouldn't have been having conversations with you in the first place. They shouldn't have been on Roblox in the first place doing these things that they're doing. That is on them entirely. So if you're a victim at that point. You're not somebody that's in trouble. You're not somebody that did something, that, a parent's going to be upset, but you are the victim. And our job is to help everybody, but our job is to be first and foremost for the victims. This is what I was getting into earlier, so I lied. I'm sorry. There is a slide in here about how I get these things. Do you have a laser on that thing? Well, maybe. All right, so. You got a laser? Sweet. Oh, man. Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is an O-Light. Did you get this off TikTok? No. They're pretty cheap on there. Okay, so this is a cyber tip. Whenever I get a case from the SBI, it comes like this. Right here in the middle, this tip is an incident in reference to, I see what you're talking about, the flying thing up there. There it is. Anyway, child pornography is what this one was. And let's see here. This was a screenshot, and I can see what time and date and everything, even to the second of when it was sent. So this one was sent on January the 2nd, 2021 at 12:14 a.m. and 43 seconds. So this right here is the name. It gives me the username. It'll also give me a email address or anything like that that's attached to the Snapchat account. So if you have your phone number hooked up to Snapchat, it'll give me that as well. Who all uses this? Who all uses that? Yeah, of course. Of course. It used to. Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. So we live, about right there where that about right there, right? Right? We live like right in that area? Okay, so yours used to look like this?
Mine was mainly in North Carolina, but I had people in Mexico.
Okay. Do you think that's a problem? I'm just gonna be honest, that's a problem. Okay. So do you think I don't know, let's give her a name, Amanda here. Do you think Amanda is gonna know Joe up here? Anybody over here in this really warm area, you think Julie over here is going to know Virginia over here?
Probably not. Unless she's on vacation or something, I'd say she might, but hopefully she's on the boat.
That's a good point. Anybody, so it doesn't look like that anymore though, right? Cooper? Do you have 7 Snapchat accounts? Okay, all right. So, well, good. You probably don't need it to be. This is another tip. Again, this is just an address for Snapchat. This is like what law enforcement, this is a cyber tip number that they give us. Each tip has a number that comes out with it. This came from Snapchat. So again, like I was telling you guys earlier, Snapchat has an agreement with NITMIC right there. So, National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. There we go. This is a screenshot of an actual tip. Yep. So this tip was generated 1/19/2019. This is military time, but it was generated at 10:14 and 4 seconds. This is the email address that's attached to it. Username right there. They had some numbers on there. Date of birth. This person even had their date of birth. They were probably born in, 95. But this is how it looks whenever it comes to me. And I'll print that off, and I can read all kinds of information on it. And then I've got some other systems that I can type in names, type in phone numbers, usernames, and I can get your address and come knock on your door. Yeah, well, I think that skipped some parts. But, yeah, right to jail. I don't know if many of y'all have our Facebook, or not our Facebook, I'm sorry, our app, Montgomery County app. You guys got that? So you saw where Operation Safe Child, did y'all see that? It was last year, what was the time frame? Like August, I think, July and August area, September. We arrested quite a few. So that's where you'll go, and you'll go there for a very long time. Not to brag or anything, but I've got a few in there right now for these crimes, and they're both over $1 million, or all of them are over $1 million bonds. So, thank you. I did it for you, buddy. I like your style. Yeah. So if anybody sends you an inappropriate photo, tell a parent, tell somebody, block them immediately. Don't talk to them anymore. Don't even ask them why. Just get rid of the whole conversation. just because there's other little ears here, but no. Just no. Again, if they ask for pictures of you, hey, you know, I've got prom coming up. Oh, cool, let me see your dress. No. They don't just want to see your dress. Wants to follow all your profiles. If somebody that you don't know wants to follow all 7 of your profiles, it's kind of weird, right? A little bit, okay. Yeah, I thought so. Ask a lot of personal questions. So back to the Snapchat map earlier, you know, I don't remember what I named her, but Amanda down in South America and then Joe up in Canada, you know, if he's asking you a lot of personal questions, that's just, first and foremost, that's just weird. And secondly, I mean, what does it matter to him? You're probably never going to meet that person. So why is he asking? Just tell him no. You don't even have to tell him no. Just block him. Gets mad at you if you're not online. Sorry, my mom made me do homework. I couldn't get on Roblox. Okay. So, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, video games are fun from time to time, but if they get mad at you because you don't get online to play a game with them instead of spending time with your family, unless they are your family, that's probably a problem. You start feeling like this new online friend is the only person who cares about you. Unfortunately, that is their ploy. That's their game. They're going to make you feel like you two are the bestest friends ever, that you should have met 10 years ago, even though you are 10. And that's their game. That's what they're trying to do. They can't get nothing out of you if they don't feel like you guys are friends out of the gate. So they're going to say the things you want to hear. They're going to tell you the things that you only want to hear. You know, would a true friend or sibling or someone like that, if you go to them and say, hey, my mom, you know, made me do my homework so I couldn't play the game, a true friend would probably be like, you need to do what your mom said. I mean, you know. But they're going to say, okay, well, forget your grades, forget your mom, forget your life after school. This is all that matters. You'll have this for the rest of your life. That is a lie. Roblox hopefully won't even be a thing in the future, but you know, there's a new thing that takes its place every time. She plays it that much, huh? Hey, I'm just saying. But when I asked that question earlier, who plays Roblox? He was quick to throw you under the bus. I mean, I'm just saying. Minecraft, because Roblox took its place. What is Roblox? I don't even know what it is. Yeah. You've got me. I'm hooked. What?
There's like millions of different games inside the game. I used to be addicted.
So I do know that part, that there's millions of different games on there that you can play. Do you know that there is games on there that you can play that is like hurting somebody?
Yeah.
Like to the point of like no return type hurting somebody? Like, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on there. I mean, obviously there's, you know, like GTA where you can rob the cops and whatnot. But, yeah, so, but yeah, that, it's just a really bad game. Play Minecraft or something. Okay. Proof of red flags. So obviously I've hit on this a lot. You've never physically met them. That goes to you, Mr. Marketplace. I mean, I'm just saying. Some of the sketchiest situations I've been in my life is going and buying something from Marketplace. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Me too. Me too. I got a wife and a kid now. I'm broke. So, yeah.
I'm financially responsible.
Yeah. Well, they won't send you any kind of live photo. They're always going to make some sort of excuse. I keep getting ahead of myself, so I'm going to read this first, and then I'm going to give examples. They won't video chat you. You've never heard their actual voice. their pictures are old, or their screenshots. That's why I read ahead, because I was about to talk about that. They'll make excuses all the time. Hey, send me a photo of you. Okay, well, this is a photo of me from like last week. Send me a photo of you right now. Hey, I took this one earlier. Here it is. They'll never, like I said earlier, ask them to do something that they definitely don't have in their camera roll. Write the number 3 on a piece of paper, hold it up in your left hand, and, put up the peace sign in your right hand. Is that in your camera roll? Gotcha. But, yeah, they're always going to have some sort of excuse. Hey, can you call me? No, I can't. Why? I'm driving right now. Perfect time to call instead of text while you're driving. Or, they'll try to tell you that they're the same age of you, which is a big thing that people do. Call me. No, I can't. Why? My parents are asleep, and if I wake them up, they're going to take my phone so I can never talk to you again. They're going to tell you things like that, and in reality, they're an older man in their mom's basement or something, Their parents might actually be asleep then. Let's see. That's the biggest one for me personally. If you really don't know who they are, that you've never met them, you're never going to meet them, they live in another state, they live in another country, that is the biggest red flag, and that's probably why it's the first one. So, how many friends do you have? You've been quiet this whole time. I'm going to pick on you for a minute. How many friends do you have? You got a lot of friends at school? Would you say that you have enough friends at school that you shouldn't need a friend from California? Okay. Let's keep that attitude. But no, if you haven't met them, you've got no clue who they are. They've never done anything for you. You're never going to do anything for them. They don't owe you anything. You don't owe them nothing. You never owe them nothing. Just don't even talk to them. You go ahead. Yeah. So this is what I've been talking about. You got that in your camera roll, Cooper? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So proof to verify, who they are. Like I said, draw a number on a piece of paper. It shouldn't get to that point, but what is your name? Yes, Lily. What is your name? Sarah. Okay. Obviously, I know that you two know who each other are, but what if the whole fake Facebook account thing that I was talking about earlier, and Lily sends you a Facebook request, and you're like, I don't know who this is. It looks like her, but she has an account. I don't understand what's going on here. Why'd she make another one and add me? Okay, well, don't be scared to say, hey, Lily, draw the number 10 on a piece of paper and send it to me, or spell a word out in Spanish or something. Something that they're not going to have, you know what I mean? And they're going to tell you quickly some sort of excuse. Oh, my camera broke. My front camera doesn't work. Oh, we'll use your back. It's broke too. Just, if it really is Lily and you block her, she's going to probably tell you Sunday at church, hey, I made a new Facebook and you blocked me. What's up with that? And then you can fix it. All right. Who knows Mr. Beast? He's got all kinds of stuff going on for himself right now. This might be old. It might be old. But there's a good eye. But, he's got all kinds of stuff now. Everybody knows him. He's got, chocolate bars, protein, whatever. All right, so real or fake then? Fake? Okay. All right. It might be old. Again, it might be old. Hey. Go ahead. All right, what about that one? That one's, 100%. Obviously, if somebody tries to send you, if Taylor Swift tries to send you a friend request on Snapchat, it's probably not her, unfortunately. If she tries to send you an Instagram follow and you see that she's got 10 followers, it's probably not her either. So obviously, and blue check, that was a good eye, but Sorry, I'll fix that next time. You'll probably see this again, knowing you, your 7 Facebooks. Real or fake? Who said fake over here? Let me turn some attention over here. What makes you think it's fake, buddy? You got a gut feeling though, right? Okay. Hey, going with your gut feeling's always good. Why is it fake? That one? Well, I mean, you weigh like 110 pounds. You skip lunch every day. It is impressive, but you're right, it's fake. I mean, maybe, who said that, you or you? Maybe a friend took it, I don't know. It's fake, though. This is AI. So, you know what? Your 7 Facebooks are still bad, but at least you have an eye for this stuff, you know what I mean? You can see it coming.
I believe you count after. Does that count? Or is that good or not?
You know, if you ever come to me and tell me something that's happened, I'm going to look at you, and we're going to come back to this day, all right? You can go ahead. How old is this person? All right, 15? 12 to 13. Anybody in the back? Those look like working hands? No. No. 30, okay. All right, go ahead. That person, I thought that was added in there. That person's actually like 36, so, yeah. Yeah. I forgot to add it in there, but that picture that I just showed that blocked out the face, that person's actually 36, and they work for the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. How old's she? She's 14? So is it the shirt for you that does that? Okay. Go ahead. That's a dude. That dude also works for the SBI. The whole point of that photo was he's basically just proving to you how big AI is getting nowadays, and it is getting scary. I mean, there's plenty of things on there that are 100% not happening. But he was trying to prove that you can change your face, you can change the way you look using AI. I mean, that was pretty convincing, right? Even you didn't get it. Huh? Is it SpongeBob? Yeah. Well, he could probably grow a beard and be a little better. But what if you already sent something? Okay, so you send something and then you think about it. Tell an adult, obviously, first step. Tell your parents. No matter how hard the conversation is going to be, tell a parent. Tell an SRO. Tell a teacher that you really trust. Tell a principal. Tell anybody that, hey, look, I messed up. This is what I sent. And there's always help, and there's always ways that we can go around things. If you send something that you're not supposed to, the sooner that you tell us, the sooner that we can get involved and we can make sure that nothing happens from it, okay? Cyberbullying. Does everybody know what cyberbullying is? Cyberbullying. What is it? Got you, man. All right. What is it? Say again? Online bullying. Yep. So, I'll wait on you. So, no. Online bullying. Obviously, everybody's got a phone nowadays. Everybody has a computer that they use at school. Do y'all have that at Tiller? Y'all got like, not Tiller. I'm thinking of Tiller Charter. Yori, sorry. You guys got like a Teams where you can text other students on the computer and stuff like that? How's the ones work at Central? It's like a group. Okay, right, yep. And so, unfortunately, there's a way that you can go online and you can bully anybody nowadays, or you can see it, or anything like that. If you guys see it, obviously, let somebody know.
There was a thing on, Gmail you could do, they took it down now because of school and everything, but it was like Google Chats or something like that, where you
Yeah.
can chat back and forth.
Yep.
Not email, it's just text or,
Yep, yep. It's kind of like Teams, but with Google. Yeah. And everybody unfortunately has a phone. Not yet. Do you want one? Nah. They ain't worth it. Who would you talk to? Just her? Only her? What about your mom? You talk to her at home, right? Yeah. You'll get there, buddy. Don't wish your life away. You'll get there. But cyberbullying, unfortunately, it's a very predominant thing. It happens more and more every day, and unfortunately, technology keeps growing every day, and so it's just easier for it to do it. It's easier for people to do that, and if you guys see that, take the action that is necessary. Let a parent, let a teacher, let somebody know that you trust. Good. If you're being cyberbullying, you don't have to respond. That's like the biggest key of everything here. These two right here. You can block them, and you don't have to respond. If somebody texts you something that you know is outrageous, like you left your Bronco parked in the middle of the football field, it's pretty outrageous, right? Yeah. I mean, just trying to come up with something quick, but don't respond back. You don't have to respond to anybody, especially people that you don't know. Respond to your parents, but people you don't know. There's a big. Let me throw that out there. There's a big line there, okay? Don't block your parents, because then I'll be in trouble, because y'all are going to say, well, he told me to do that. Don't do that. Set up a new account. If you, for some reason, block this person, don't respond to their message, and they continuously have 7 Facebooks and they keep talking to you about selling your boat, and you don't want to respond back to them, set up a new account if it really comes to that. Ask your parents if it's something with school that's related there. You can always set up a new account with them. You can report it. You can report everything on any Meta platform. You can report anything on Snapchat. And the biggest thing, tell a trusted adult. I've gotten to that pretty good. I think everybody got a trusted adult in their head right now. Good? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. This is what you've been waiting on. School shooting, false alarms, swatting calls, puts teachers, students, and parents on the edge. What is a false threat?
It's when somebody says they're going to shoot up your school and then they don't.
That's pretty good. That's pretty specific.
That's what happened last time.
Who did it affect?
Everybody. The school. Literally. We all had to walk in and get searched, and then we got bracelets that said we got searched. And then we had to move around like very differently.
You're welcome.
All the students stayed and the teachers had to move.
You're welcome.
There was also no one there the whole day. I had 9 kids. I saw 9 kids the whole day.
I think there was like 900 students and like 400 showed up, maybe. Okay.
The governor central changed. We had a bomb threat in Laurie, it doesn't change. They just sent out an email saying beware, and then nothing happened.
There was a bomb. We got a bomb threat, and the students were supposed to go to the zoo. So our brilliant school decides to cancel the zoo trip and keep them at the school when there was an active bomb threat at the school.
So this isn't in a slide, but I'm gonna throw this out there. One of the most important things to definitely the sheriff and everybody else, I'm gonna speak for everybody on this one at the sheriff's office. If they wear a gold badge, one of the most important things to them is our kids of our community. I have a son of my own, but I would think that you might think the same. I care about all you guys as a whole. The whole purpose of me doing this job is for you guys, to make sure that you guys are safe, that you go home to your families every day. That was my most important goal that day, was to make sure everybody at that school was safe. And that was definitely the most important goal of the sheriff's that day. We had every resource available. The night prior, I stayed in until, we didn't leave the office until like 1 o'clock, I think, the night prior.
The day before that,
This-
FBI came in and gave the speech.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Okay, you kind of hit on what you should do. Don't do like you are. I'm not picking on them at the moment, but what do you do for real threats? So that's a trick question. You don't know what's a real threat. You don't know what's a fake threat. You have to treat everything like it's real until you can prove otherwise. That's why we were at the office so late that night, is because we were trying to prove something, whether it was true or not, if it had any credit to it. You can go on to the next one. That is the general statute, communicating threats of mass violence on educational property. So we're always going to find out, especially with a cell phone or anything like that, we're always going to find out, we're always going to find ways to be able to figure out who sent it and what, I can figure out exactly which device you sent it from. It goes that in depth. So basically, my friends with the State Bureau of Investigation, I got in contact with them, gave them the username and the handle for the Snapchat account. He was able to do some of his magic. I won't go too much in detail, but it gave us a name, it gave us a person, it gave us email, it gave us the whole thing. And we were able to figure out that threat was not a credible threat. It was somebody acting out of emotions, which we all have that problem from time to time. We might get angry at something, and we might do something that we don't mean, or we might immediately regret. And that's kind of the case that we had here. But just to go and show you, that's a big word, and that's a word that'll keep you from doing a lot of things in life. And if you can keep yourself from being in that situation and not having to deal with that, because that's going to hurt you with buying guns in the future, that's going to hurt you for employment, all kinds of things. If you can keep yourself from being in that place, go ahead. Oh, man. Put me on the spot. Do you know the answer? Oh, thought you were going to help me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Huh? I'll get back to you. Let me think. Higher charges. Aaron, do you remember how many classes of felonies are? They're like A, B, C, D. They go all the way to I, H. What's first? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Yeah. So they go all the way to I's. So it's just ranks in the severity of the crime itself and the max penalty that somebody will get from that crime. Well, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. You can go on to the next one. I'll try to, I feel like I've talked too fast here. Okay, go ahead. Or I've talked too slow, I've taken up too much time. Okay, outside, I left a copy of this outside for you guys. This is basically just a cyber tip stat. So, if you look here in 2019, for all of you that may have grabbed a piece of paper, and if you want to grab one on your way out, they're right behind the sheriff over there. So in January, where there was 575 tips, there was a total in the year of 2019 of 4,930. What's that number, Cooper?
40,000.
And that's not even including October of last year, November, or December. So that number is way more than that. It had a tremendous jump. That's pretty bad. But, you know, if you think about the time frames here, COVID hit around this area. And unfortunately, people started staying in their house a lot longer, and they started figuring out ways to do things that they shouldn't do. Also, everybody nowadays, how old are you, little man? How old are you? Yeah. You guys use computers at school? Yep. Okay. See, that just proves the point more. everybody nowadays has some way, some access onto the web and looking up things that they shouldn't. It had a total increase of 830% between 2019 and 2025. And unfortunately, that number is still rising. You go ahead. This is mine and Captain's information. Reach out to us anytime. Talk to us anytime. We don't have to be here just as somebody that you need to report a crime to. We can be here just as somebody that you vent to and tell us about a situation that you've got going on and what you should do. Like your bass team. Did you ever get that?
No, he never approved it.
We got 2 lakes here. But, yeah, reach out to us anytime. We'll be happy to help you with any situation you have, even not internet crimes related. So there might be another one. Parents, these are some resources for you guys. If you want to take a picture of that or anything, feel free. On these websites here, you can print out some pamphlets that has some phone numbers and stuff like that could possibly help you with a situation that you might have going on, and how you can, possibly help a loved one or a child or anything like that. Anybody got any questions? Do you feel like you learned something? That's all that matters. You still got 7 Facebooks?
Well, I mean, only one active.
Is that a yes or a no?